Hey guys, I'm Nathalia.
And I'm Audrey.
And you're listening to the Talk Baby to Me podcast,
where we discuss everything parenthood.
From under the covers
to becoming mothers.
We will guide you through every step of the way. And I mean every step, especially the things that you didn't get to read in those cookie cutter pregnancy books.
We'll have you laughing and crying and everything in between.
Because at the end of the day, that is what motherhood is. And the best part,
we got to do it together.
And now we get to do it with you. What's up, guys? You're listening to the Talk Baby to Me podcast. I'm Nathalia.
And I'm Audrey.
And this is our first ever episode.
Woohoo! Finally here.
After trial and error and just, like a year and a half?
At least a year and a half. My nanny was asking me, remember when you guys filmed like a year ago? Did that episode ever come out? And I was like, it was a real video. Here we are.
Here we are. You guys, Audrey was so kind and she let us use her office. And
we made it into this cute little space for us.
It's like a little podcast.
Perfect. I love paying for stuff that actually has uses besides its actual use.
Man, it's perfect. And I just want to bring this up. Today, we filmed in the afternoon. We're filming in the afternoon, and it took me about 45 minutes to get out of the house because Edrius is in this stage where he just wants to be around his mommy.
Yeah.
And he's climbing on my leg, and then he does this weird, thing where he just collapses to the ground and just goes nuts because I'm leaving. So.
And when I called you earlier, I could hear him having a meltdown, and I was like, do you need to, okay, bye.
Yeah. So that's the thing, as a parent, as a new parent, I wasn't really aware and ready, I think, for all the things that came with motherhood.
Right.
Which brings me to how Audrey and I met. Audrey and I met because we both announced our pregnancy on Instagram.
On the same day.
The same exact day.
Yeah.
Do you remember? It was May.
It was Mother's Day. It was my birthday. May 9th. Of course I remember it.
Yeah, I mean, I remember that.
It was Mother's Day and my birthday, and that was my announcement. But I had a feeling that Nat was pregnant, even though we didn't know each other well, but I knew her fiance. I had a feeling, and I knew. And then when I went to post my photo, I saw a video of Mo posting you, and I was like, I knew it!
Yeah, it's so crazy how you did. Yeah. You always said that. You always said you knew. So, my fiance is really good friends with her husband, and it kind of was it was an interesting way to meet. It was oh my god, our girls are pregnant, let's connect them and let them be pregnant together. And then lo and behold, I think we had to meet when we were pregnant though.
Oh yeah, because we would have been wild.
if we weren't pregnant and we met, I don't know where we would be right now.
All hell would have broken loose. It would have been just...
The guys would have been like, oh shit.
Yeah. We might not be pregnant. We might not have kids if we met before. It was really wild though because they are actually very similar in their calmness and sports oriented
lifestyle.
Peopleness. Yeah. Personality.
Yeah, and so I think we had dinner. Was somebody's birthday? Might have been your birthday.
No,
dinner.
We went to Javier's. We just went to meet at Javier's.
Oh yeah, that's true. Okay, so
see, this is how long this podcast has taken to get on the way. We're finally on the trail going somewhere. It has taken this long because Nathalia has been talking about this since that dinner.
That dinner was actually the origin of Talk Baby.
And I want to say we were 20 weeks pregnant, maybe.
Yeah.
Not even 15.
Oh my goodness.
Possibly.
Okay, well, here we are.
Here we are.
And we just want to say we know as moms, being that we're always with our kids, or even if we're working, or even if we're wherever we are, we don't have that much time to spare. So our episodes are going to be pretty quick and easy, pretty short, concise, maybe 35 minutes long.
Hopefully. we won't just have ourselves on this show. We will have experts, we will have professionals, we'll have different moms.
Trying to conceive, people that are pregnant, people with 2 kids, 2 toddlers, 2 under 2, who knows. But there's going to be a lot of different perspectives, not just our voices for 35 to 40 minutes every time you listen. Exactly. And I think it's a good opportunity for us to introduce ourselves a bit and talk about, our stories, meaning I remember you really wanted to have a baby, and so I think the title of this podcast, this episode, would be
oh my God, I'm pregnant versus, oh, beep, I'm pregnant. I'm going to try and keep my cursing down just because I'm trying to be better at it.
I'm not because I can't. Like, I will try. I will try for you guys, but like, I don't know.
But it's so funny because we have such opposite thoughts about parenting and have gone through so many different experiences at the same time. So her being 4 months pregnant, she was feeling one thing and I was feeling the opposite. And we're reading one book that says one thing about this trimester. And anyway, I didn't know that I wanted kids until probably the year that I got pregnant. I was like, no, I'm good. My baby is my company. I was like, I want to, act. I want to pursue my marketing world. Like, I was just like focused on my my stuff. And you can talk about you a little bit.
Yeah, so I guess let's just like dive right into it. I will go first. I will tell you about my experience and how I got to be a mom of a now 1.5-year-old, which is
crazy.
It is beyond, because she's just her own little person now, and it's a really crazy journey. So basically, I've always wanted to have babies. It was one of my worst fears to not be able to carry a baby, and at the point, like, obviously I was having this fear when I was like 12 years old, and I basically thought that if I couldn't have kids, it was just not really like a future for me. So cut to when I'm trying to have kids. I had a miscarriage when I was 30. I am now 35, and I decided around like 30 with a partner that I had been with for a very long time, that we wanted to have kids. We wanted to start this life. But we kind of had a rocky relationship. So 35, or 33, I became pregnant. I was not actively trying, but I had just started to try. So lo and behold, the first time that I tried, I became pregnant, which I had come from a background of like PCOS, endometriosis, another one called interstitial cystitis, all of the fun things that made me think that it would take years to get pregnant. But I got pregnant the first time. And
go DJ.
Yeah, right? First of all, go me.
Go you too. Go both of you.
No, I got pregnant and it stuck, but I had seen like a fertility doctor who is amazing, and he was basically, I feel like he built my confidence up. He was like, you are getting a little older, because I was like 33. He's like, no, you're not old. Don't let anyone tell you that. Just you have actual viable eggs. You're healthy. You work out. Like, everything looks good. So I think I needed that boost, because I was always very scared of being told that I was going to have a big issue.
Yeah.
And right after I had that, and this is during COVID, so this was a video conference. And I told DJ, I was like, okay, now you get to go get checked. Like, first, I don't even want to talk. I feel like it's such a funny thing to think about how men get checked.
I don't even think I know how that happens. Like, maybe we could talk about that another. Like, how do they check? Do they make them have to like actually?
Yeah, you have to like ejaculate in a cup, and then they test your sperm, and like they'll test for like healthy swimmers. There's a lot of factors. This could be a whole nother episode. A lot of factors. Like
I'm intrigued.
Smoking.
How do they ejaculate?
Anything. I'm like, all DJ does is drink iced tea and watch sports and go to Javier's. So I think it'll be okay.
Yeah.
No, so he was healthy, but there's a lot more to those. But yes, yeah. So we did that. We were just doing the preliminary things, and we got pregnant the first time. So when I found out, I was going to the store, and I had right before I found out, I texted my friend, and I was like, getting tampons. I texted her a picture. It was tampons and a pregnancy test, and I said, it's one or the other. It's one or the other, because my mood is like, I want to murder someone.
Something's up.
Something's gone. Like, and I can always tell when my period's coming. So when I saw those two lines, two pink, two blue, two pink, I don't remember. I had been waiting for this forever. First of all, I didn't really believe it, but my whole head was just so fuzzy. I was just like, oh, like it was.
Yeah, I remember you said it was like.
It's like the angelic moment when you have, or like when you have the best idea and it comes to fruition and you're like, oh, like.
I would love to see you do that again.
I know, right? I did it. I don't know if I quite did that. I actually think I like dropped the stick, and so I only had that one pregnancy test. So then I went to the store, got like 5 more, just like
naturally
on what is it called, knocked up. When she does like 10 million, and I used to be like, that's such a waste. Now I'm like, no, I was doing it. We did that. Found out we were pregnant. I didn't tell him. I wanted to surprise DJ, and I couldn't hold it in because I can't. I'm so bad at surprises, and don't ever surprise me. I also hate being surprised. All the things. So one day he was just in a bad mood, and I had all this plan to surprise him and be like, oh look, like we're having a baby, and I knew he'd be very ecstatic. He was in a bad mood one day, and I basically was just like threw the stick, and I was like, but look, we're having a baby, so you better be in a better mood. This better take away all of your stuff, you know.
How did he react?
Shock, complete, like just silent. Actually, I was kind of disappointed, which I had told him later, because I thought he would be over the moon, but I forget that his worrisome state, like he's always in a state of mind where it's nervousness. Yeah. So I don't know. It wasn't what I expected, and I told him later. I was like, "But you should better jump over the moon next time."
I'm gonna bring in the stuff next time.
Next time, you better jump over the moon.
Yeah.
But he was nervous, but you know, we got to see the doctor every day. We had a fertility doctor, so not every day, every week. They were trying to make sure the baby was growing right, sticking. I had to take hormones, and so we actually got to see her grow, and as that happened, he got more excited. At 12 weeks, we graduated, and we got to see all of the actual scans. But let me tell you, most people have a hard first trimester. It's tiring. Mine was mostly just tiring, but nothing else was really that bad. I didn't have that bad of sickness. Meat turns me off. Second trimester, great. Like, energy back. I could, like, be a human, but I was still, everyone's, like, preparing you or giving you this, it's like fear factor for moms. We're like, did you do this? Or did you do this? Did you do this? Or did you do this? And I feel like I'm pretty intuitive with my body and, like, how I want my pregnancy to go, or my health in general to go. I feel like I don't, like, go off on I don't have anxiety about something that isn't going my way, but mom anxiety or pregnancy anxiety is insane because people make you feel like, especially with social media, that you have to do things a certain way, be a certain way, do things on this date, or blah, blah, blah.
There's like a lot of pressure too that's put on you on social media. If you start posting about your pregnancy, then you see other people like, and you might.
For me, it's so much less than you. I can't even imagine. I remember wanting to murder people when they were like getting mad at you for stuff. I was like, what? I actually almost posted something today where I was going to put, just so you know, if you DM me about what's in her crib right now, you just unfollow me. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Don't look at my stuff. Bye. Like, I couldn't imagine, but. Enough on a tangent. Basically, pregnancy was golden for me until my 3rd trimester was awful, and I wanted the baby out. It was awful.
Yeah.
First and second, not so bad. So I feel like I got that down. 3rd, I was like, get out of me. I feel like if I let this off there, you can tell me your story until we get to the 3rd, and then we can reminisce about like our fun,
3rd trimester.
Our fun trimester where we.
Yeah, I mean. So I want to go back to when you were in the bathroom and you took all those 500 pregnancy tests, all for them to stay positive, and you were like having your aha moment, like yay, or I forgot the way that you described it last time, but you basically.
Oh, I did that.
Yeah, but it was like this like fuzzy, beautiful moment, right? I didn't have that fuzzy, beautiful moment, so I was feeling a little bit off. So let's go back a little bit. So my fiance and I have been dating. We've known each other for 7+ years, I think, at this point. But we hadn't really been dating until around COVID, the COVID era, the pandemic thing, where everyone was panicked and.
The fun era?
The fun era. You know, I thought it was a great time. I kind of miss it. I hate that I have to say that out loud. I hate the way the state of the world was.
Because you just got to stay home?
But I like that I got to, like, really focus and stay at home and do the things I needed to get done. I actually was very productive.
Right.
Most of the time. Most of the time.
Until this story.
Until basically around this time where Mo and I, my fiance's name is Mo, and we were binge watching Game of Thrones, mimosas for breakfast, wine for dinner, it was just a great time. We were just getting to know each other. We started dating, and that's where we were at that time. And after, there was a point when things started to open up again, and I remember feeling like I was like hormonal, emotional, angry, hungry. Things started hurting that weren't normal, like my nipples. Let me just be really blunt.
Boob pain.
Boob pain. Like pain.
That actually was a symptom. That's how I knew too.
Yeah.
That's why when I texted.
Let me tell you,
like,
when the wind would blow, I swear to God, I thought I was getting sharp daggers. Anyway. So things were off. I'll just leave it at that. I go out and I call one of my best friends. I'm like, hey, let's go get a drink because I don't know what's wrong with me. I think I just need to vent. And so he's down. We're like, okay, we go have a couple cocktails and some junk food, and then we go back home, and I get the brilliant idea to go and do karaoke and invite a couple friends over, including Mo. And in my text message to him, I'm like, hey, can you pick up one of those tests?
You guys did not live together.
No.
Okay.
No. We were like honeymoon dating stage.
Right, okay.
So I'm like, go pick up strawberries, margarita stuff, and a pregnancy test while you're at it. He was like, what? I go, it's just a precautionary whatever, right? And he's like, okay, whatever. So he does it, comes over, margaritas, karaoke later. I finally have to go pee, take the test, take it to the bathroom, squat, pee thing, whatever, put the lid on it, put it on the counter, do my thing, wash my hands, look down, look back up, look down again, and I'm like, wait. What the fuck? What does that mean? What does that mean? It doesn't look like it's completely a positive, but it looks like a positive, but it's not there yet.
Was it like 2 lines or like a plus?
It was the cross one.
Okay.
But it was like...
So like a positive is actually positive. And so you're just looking at it just to reiterate it to yourself.
I'm just like, wait. Okay, shit. So after taking about a couple minutes by myself, I started thinking, okay, they're going to think I'm in here doing something bad. Something else. I'm not doing something else. I text Mo. He doesn't see it. Of course, he's hosting. So I literally open the door and I yell, Mo! Get the plunger! The toilet's clogged! So he goes off, finds a plunger in the other bathroom, comes back in, and I'm like, so I hand him the test and he just looks at it and he's like, it's just like a long pause. Like in those movies where it's just like this you don't really know what's going on, you're just paused. And then he looks at me and he's like, so the toilet's not clogged? And I'm like, bro, I'm pregnant!
I feel like that's such a man answer.
At that moment...
I'm just gonna not let this even compute in my brain. I'm just gonna skip over it.
I swear, at that moment, I should have foreseen. I love him. But, okay.
Mantra.
After that, we're just like, okay, we'll talk about it tomorrow. We're already in. There's people outside.
Yeah, you're in the bathroom.
Yeah, we'll just figure this out later. And I did have a friend of mine there, and I did tell her to come in, and I kind of talked to her because I was like, what? I was in such a state of shock that I didn't even know what to do.
And you're been drinking. And
yeah, I was definitely not sober.
State that I should.
I was not sober. So I should not.
It was COVID. Who was sober in COVID?
I don't really know. If you were, you are. You are
an upstanding human being.
Yeah, yeah.
I commend you.
I commend you. But at the same time, I think, we went out, we did a couple songs. I think I have a video. I'll post it on our Instagram at TalkBabyToMePC. I will post it, that video of us doing karaoke. I was mad pregnant, didn't know, and then I knew, and I was still doing karaoke. All right, so moving on. The next day, we had Project Paper Bag, which is my nonprofit, one of my nonprofits, and we woke up early, and we had to be there at 10. We woke up at 8. We were doing curbside pickup for donations because of COVID, and we just were in the car, and we were really quiet. It was one of those, just like another movie scene where we're just kind of looking at each other like, yeah, that happened. That is actually what happened.
Did you guys actually talk about it or just look at each other?
No, it was a lot of silence. It was a lot of silence.
So the silent stares into each other's eyes.
Yeah, as I'm driving, he's sitting there, and I know that we were both kind of thinking about it, and then finally, when we were about to drop off the donations to the shelters, we just looked at each other and we're like, okay, we're having a baby. We're having a baby. There's options that did run through our minds.
Chills.
Yeah.
I don't know why I have that, just like that whole line. It's huge. huge.
It's so big.
It's the biggest life-changing line.
That's the thing. I cannot reiterate more that when I said the words, we're having a baby, I did not know the weight that came with those words until probably a year ago.
Right.
Because truly, it
I mean, do we even know the way still? But
no.
Yeah.
I think we're trying to learn and trying to adapt and really,
that's why we're doing this podcast.
Exactly,
wow.
Because there's so many things that, you know, in order for me to really process it, I didn't only look at books. I didn't only look at apps. I didn't only read, like, you know, the what to expect. And I liked talking to people and hearing perspectives and things that they went through for me to be able to, like, okay, right. I see that was your perspective. Okay, so there's different bodies, different ways to carry a pregnancy. There's people who had a harder time than others, and I wanted to...
How was yours, though?
Well, mine was, well...
Like your first and second, because we're going to get in the third.
So my first was, like, tired. Yeah, so I'm a go person. As if you guys follow me, if you know me a little bit.
Oh my gosh.
I'm psycho. I literally am, like, always on the run, always doing something.
It's aspirational. Sometimes it's tiring to watch, but it's aspirational.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But there's this tired thing that came over me, outside of the boobs hurting, outside of, like, me feeling like everything was just drastic, right? Because I wanted to cry about everything. Like, I remember we were on a trip somewhere and we saw, like, roadkill, and I was so sad. I'm like, why isn't anybody picking this up? Why are they on the ground? Why is this their destiny? And I was crying. Anyway, so outside of emotions, I was tired. I would have to take naps, and that's when it really hit me, like, wow, this is taking over my body. I was working from home, so I would literally be on a Zoom call, and then I would go to the couch, pass out, come back, work, pass out. And that's how I knew first trimester. I hated meat. I hated anything that looked alive.
Which I feel like is, you love meat.
I do love meat. I love meat.
Like, every time we go somewhere, you have, like, it's yeah.
I have to. I'm sorry, but
No, that's a telltale sign. It's really big.
It really is big. I didn't like looking at anything that was alive / dead.
Like, that you were going to eat?
Like raw, yeah. Like raw.
That's alive, that I had to chop their heads off and cook them.
Oh my god. Yeah, and I also, I really craved a lot of stuff. Like, I thought that I mean, naturally, without being pregnant, I crave a lot of weird things, but I knew this was, like, I craved beets.
Oh, yeah.
I craved cheese that I couldn't have. I craved the shit out of charcuterie boards, which I couldn't have.
Yeah.
Pickles, strawberry ice cream. I craved all the things like a normal, like a stereotypical pregnancy.
Right.
But I couldn't get off my ass. So I was just eating.
Right. It's a good thing that Postmates was real heavy in our DoorDash and Postmates during COVID. Mm-hmm. And we were pregnant during COVID.
They lived at my house.
I thank God for you.
I swear, they lived at my house. There was always somebody knocking on my door. Always. I think if the hallway to my apartment had cameras, they'd be like, "What the hell is she doing? Why is there constant visits?"
At least they're not coming inside.
Yeah.
Just dropping off.
Oh man,
that could have been taken or misconstrued.
Mm-hmm, very quickly.
Misconstrued for sure.
So Mo was constantly away because he was on work trips and business stuff, like, and so I was home alone a lot and with my dogs, and I felt lonely, and you know there was a lot of emotional stuff.
Right.
But my second trimester, I felt back to normal. I did work out. I did get to do stuff at home, but because again, everything was locked down. We weren't really able to leave the house.
Yeah, like, go to the gym.
No.
And doing everything with a mask, if you did, was so
hard. I have asthma.
I don't, and I couldn't.
Yeah. So imagine for me, I was like, don't put that. I'm not wearing that mask. But that's why I had to stay home because I had to protect, obviously, baby, myself, and I was scared. So, third trimester. Here we are, you guys.
No, not here we are. We are now, like, removed, but here we are talking about it because I feel like if we were in it and we were able to talk about it, it's so different because now looking back at it, first of all, I want another kid, so I'm like, oh, I would definitely put myself through that again. But now we're reminiscing, and I'm like, oh, I want
the third trimester, you do want another kid.
I do, but like that third trimester really got me.
Yeah.
It really got me.
But you know what? Now you're prepared, and I'm gonna pump you up for that other kid. When you're prepared now and you're aware of what's going to happen, and now you can actually feel like, okay,
I'm like,
I'm going to tackle this.
Wait, so tell me about your third, and then I'll go.
Okay. So my third trimester, I'm a very petite person. We're actually both really petite. I gained about, I want to say 40 pounds.
I gained like 20.
Yeah, I gained a lot of weight. And it all went to my belly, and it was all baby. I have a really big baby. But now he's big. But when he was in my belly, he was bigger for me, right? I have a very small frame.
So he was born like normal 7.1. But this boy he's a football player already.
Just to paint a picture for you guys listening, he is 3 feet tall. He's 99th percentile across the board and has always been. But we'll get to that. So third trimester, I'm really big and my body can't really hold the weight. So I couldn't walk down the stairs. I couldn't really get up by myself. I couldn't do anything that required my own, like my strength. I was weak. I was really weak. I couldn't sleep comfortably. I tried my hardest to be uppity, but my body was just ready to just get the baby out.
Right.
I had my baby 2 weeks prior to my due date.
Yeah, we know. I know. You guys don't know.
Audrey was really upset with me because I had my baby before.
I'm still upset. I wasn't really upset. I am still upset.
I did everything that you need to do. I got a massage. By the way, don't do this if you're not ready. If your doctor, pediatrician, or whomever says that you are not ready, OBGYN, my bad, does not say that you're ready to induce your baby or labor, like, just be safe.
Like, don't do all the tactics that you try that they're like, you're tired of being pregnant, so then you go and
try them.
Try all
the
things.
But do it if you're ready. For me, I was ready. My doctor was like, your baby's good weight, size, etc., face down. So you know, it's just a time is ticking. It'll happen.
2 weeks earlier than what you had thought. So is it she or he, your OBGYN?
I went through every single doctor.
Okay.
But I'll tell you about that again later.
But I just meant, like, were they like, now you can try.
She was like, if you feel like, you know, do walking, do the steps off the thing, jumping on the ball. The
salad.
The freaking salad.
Gross. I'm sorry. I won't call your cafe out, but honestly, so many people have told me it's gross, and it didn't work for me, so therefore, I don't know.
It worked for me. I ate the salad. I drank the date shakes.
It did not work for you. You did not have your baby after you ate that salad.
I had it a few times.
That doesn't mean it worked.
Well, I don't know what worked.
I am trying to poop on this restaurant, and you're like,
all I'm saying
it worked for you.
All I'm saying is something happened because I had the baby the next morning. So the night that I did my massage, I did my maternity massage to induce labor. My girl Kara, which I will drop her name and I will give information because she was a master at this. She pressed the points, she did the things. My massage was like an hour and a half long, and I felt so amazing. And then I had date shakes that night. Mo made this amazing smoothie with the dates and all the things that would help. Thank you, Mo. And then also, I jumped on the ball. I ate salads that were supposed to help. I did all the things. And I kid you not, the next morning, 5 a.m., I'm having contractions. And they're not Braxton Hicks contractions. They're actually the real deal. So I'm going to stop there, and I'm going to let you give your third trimester leading into birth, and then maybe we'll leave a little cliffhanger.
Yeah, so third trimester, let me just wrap my head around what I want to say. So first of all, I felt like I'm very petite. I had a really great pregnancy, and I honestly thought that I would blow up. I honestly thought, even though my mom has 5 kids and she's still small, and all my sisters have had kids, they're tiny. I just thought I would be big. I don't know, maybe it's just like what society tells you, like pregnancy, whatever. Mm-hmm. But I'm a very active person. I walked every day, especially during COVID, because all I could do is like be with myself. So I'd have Audible and murder podcasts all day, and walk around. And so I feel like that really helped just everything feel better as I was growing. But lo and behold, like my third trimester was, it hit the date of my third trimester going into it, and everything was fine. And then my back was hurting. I couldn't move. I couldn't get up. I could not sit down. I couldn't lay down. It was awful. And because my brain is like I need to work out. I need to express some sort of energy, and I couldn't. And then I had no energy to even express. And then I was just like mad at the world, you know? And I didn't want to ever get ready. I remember texting you and being like, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to get ready. I don't want to do anything. I'm tired. We would just bounce things off of each other like that. But mainly in the third, it was just complaining. Like, it would be one complaint.
Really was.
But
one after the other.
Like, I'd say something.
I was like, my rib cage is popping out. What the hell's going on with me?
Oh, your ribs. Oh, man.
I forgot to even mention
that rib, but your rib cage, it was really bad.
My rib cage was literally out.
Like, it was above. Flared out.
Yeah, it was terrible.
I didn't have that. I carried really low.
Well, you have a girl.
So who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows if that's right?
Oh.
But yeah, you did carry high. Like,
my dress was right up here.
I was low.
Pushing up my everything. Oh my god, I completely forgot about that. See, this is why this is kind of fun, going over this.
Yeah, that's why a year and a half later we're like, and let's reminisce about our rib cage pain.
Oh my god, it was so bad.
It was really bad. But my pain was bad in all different ways, and I was just not used to it. So every day was so annoying. And in my third, when it was like, I'm going to skip over most of it because really it was just, there was nothing more than, also I would faint. Like, I almost fainted all the time.
What?
I would, like, wherever I was carrying, it pushed on a vein and my blood flow was, like, not flowing as much. I really almost fainted at Usher's concert in Vegas. They, like, thank God we were with people that, like, knew the stadium or whatever, but I got rushed to the hospital. I was fine. Everything was fine, but I almost fainted a lot.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being at the Usher? Well, you can. Can you imagine, audience, that being at the Usher and listening to all the hits, and then all of a sudden,
honestly, walked up, almost fainted. So that was a really big problem for me in that, and then I couldn't walk and like just let my brain loose. So around the time that it was time to really start doing things to, what's it called, like induce my labor, I was ecstatic. But I went to the doctor, and our fiancés, he's not my husband, he's a fiancé, but whatever.
She hates that word.
I do, I hate it. So husband it is, or DJ. I went to the doctor, and DJ could not come, and I was so emotional because I was so much in pain, and I just wanted the baby out. He was like, oh, well, I'm sorry, it's going to be like another week. He's like, your due date's tomorrow, it's going to be another week. And the due date was a funny thing, too, because she was due March 9th. But then, November 9th. And 11/11 was, 2 days later. And I'm like, oh, 11/11/21, so amazing, what a great date. But I was like holding out for this, and DJ's mom, her 75th birthday was the 7th, and I kept being like, I want to separate the two. I don't want them to have the same birthday because I want to celebrate you both, blah, 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 blah. I don't know what I was thinking. By the time the third trimester hit, I was like, I don't care when you come out. Don't wait till 11/11 though, because I cannot hold
I think
this
that's
in
common.
any longer.
I think that's common.
I was like, get out of me. But when I went for the last checkup, the doctor was like, there's no way this baby's coming before. You're not dilated. You're just know that you're going to have to like hold on. She's ready. You can do whatever you need to try to induce her to come out, but it's not looking like anything. Oh my God. So I came out of that crying. This is after I had already tried the salad, blah, blah, blah. And that day, I found out Nat was having her baby, like, that night. I was so livid. I was like, you're 2 weeks after me. How do you get the relief of going into birth?
The relief
of going into birth.
Quote that.
I was livid, but I was like, how, Mo, what did you give this girl to induce this pregnancy? Like, what is it? I made him send me the shake, and the next day, even though I had no idea, I was at brunch on my mother-in-law's 75th birthday at Beverly Glen, and I started feeling like really weird and weird.
You know what's funny? I'm gonna chime in. You have such a high pain tolerance because you were literally going through contractions and you didn't even realize it.
No, every 2 minutes I was like, oh, I'm feeling weird. Every 2 minutes. Finally, I turned to DJ. I was like, I think we should go. Meanwhile, it is the marathon. It's the LA Marathon. Where I'm giving birth is Cedar Sinai. I live in Encino, and I'm at Beverly Glen, which if you guys don't know, that means that I have to be in one place, go completely opposite of where I'm going, and then come back through a marathon to get to the hospital.
Right, because you had to go home to get your bags.
To get my bag and stuff. And I wasn't telling DJ, because I didn't really realize. It was like just kind of painful every 2 minutes. So when I got in the car, we leave, and I was like, guys, I gotta go. I don't know, maybe it's coming. Maybe she's coming. So
maybe she's coming. I'm just having contractions every 2 minutes.
So then there's a timer, which is phenomenal. There is an app that times your contractions and tells you to go to the hospital. So I'm timing mine, and mine's like, go to the hospital. And I'm telling DJ, no, we need to get our bag. Like, I'm feeling okay. I think it's like wrong. Like, I don't know if I'm doing it right. And DJ's freaked out because every 2 minutes it's like, go to the hospital.
Oh my God.
So we still have to go all the way back to Encino. So we get to Encino, and by this time I'm like feeling it. And again, DJ's still freaking out. And he was like, get in the bags. We're trying to get like our dog, Priz, trying to find,
sorry.
bless you, trying to find, like make sure there's someone to watch him. And I'm trying to stay calm, but yet it's like, it came at 2 minutes, these contractions, but they weren't as painful. The time I got in the house, I was like, my back was arching, I was screaming, and I was like, but I can't make DJ feel like we're not going to make it to the hospital, because my thing kept telling me, like, go to the hospital. We go there. Thankfully, the marathon wasn't as bad to get across to. We got to Cedars-Sinai as I'm screaming in the car, and when he pulls up into the little, like, drop-off section, he's like, let me take a picture, and the people, like, come out and they're like, no, pictures. Like, oh my gosh, like, anyways, it was so chaotic.
The drive to the hospital, if we can paint a picture, or if we can, like, make it a movie scene, it's dramatic.
It is.
For me, I was
it's
literally
dramatic and traumatic.
Both.
Yeah.
Dude, the bumps. Oh my goodness! Every single time Mo would go over a speed bump, I wanted to punch him.
You're like, fuck you.
Yeah. Oh my. And the seatbelt. I was like, fuck the seatbelt.
I know.
Sorry. All right. I think this is a perfect place.
Yes.
To leave the episode.
Yeah. Like when they didn't let us take a picture, so therefore I'm still mad at you, Cedars-Sinai. I'm calling you out.
Oh my goodness. Well, you know what? Cedars-Sinai is where I was born. How funny is that?
Oh, where'd you go? UCLA though.
I had Edris at UCLA in Santa Monica.
Cedars-Sinai.
Don't ask me why Santa Monica, but
first of all, I'm closer to UCLA, so don't ask me why Cedars-Sinai. Just kidding. Ask me, but not in this episode.
All right. Honestly, how did you feel? This was our first episode.
Another good conversations on the books.
Yeah.
I feel like I learn something new every time we have this conversation.
I know, and you know, I think it's fun, it's therapeutic also, and we're really happy to share this with you guys, and make sure to follow us, leave feedback, like, rate.
Only good feedback, just kidding.
You can DM me the bad feedback if there's any.
What's our handle?
Our handle is TalkBabyToMePC. Follow us, and
follow us on YouTube.
Share with mommies.
Yay! Share with mommies, and I hope that you guys can reminisce about your first pregnancy and third trimester until delivery with us, because I feel like we can now look back on it without as traumatizing experience. So yes. I hope you do too.
And remember, all we want to do here is give you perspectives and have you learn about us and people we bring on, and make sure that you guys
gain some knowledge from it.
Yeah, 100%. And
or just laugh at us. It's cool.
Yeah, and no fear. No fear. We're made for this, mamas. Mm-hmm. All right.
Okay, good first episode.
Yay. Good first episode. All right, thanks for listening to Talk Baby to Us podcast. What? Talk Baby. Yep. Rewind, Wes. Thanks for listening to the Talk Baby to Me podcast.